So I kind of want to talk about how to stay productive as an artist and run through this planner that I've created. So as so if you're a complete beginner hobby artist, this may not interest you too much. But if you're at a point you're wanting to start to enter competitions and maybe do commissions and want to keep a track of what you're doing with your art, then this might be really useful as well. Morning, Sandra. Okay, so as artists, essentially, oh, morning, Marianne. As artists, we're essentially self-employed, okay, which gives us lots of freedom, which is awesome, of course, but it can also be challenging if you're lazy or you find it really hard to get motivated or you procrastinate a lot. So this can be harmful, having all this freedom if you don't have a boss telling you what to do or you have no accountability, I suppose. So that's sort of why I created this planner, was to kind of, every year we do a beautiful planner in the Creative Bar membership with everyone's artwork. It's a very standard sort of planner, but I started to realize I needed something a bit more meaty when it came to setting goals and all that sort of stuff. So that's where the idea for this came up. So I did my first one last year, just as a PDF download, but this year I've updated it and also listed it on Amazon so you can get an actual physical copy as well. Gina, I have to say good evening. Almost dark here in Canada right now. Oh, hi, Carrie. It's good to see you. Or Carrie. Morning, Donna Alexandra. Oh, you bought a hard copy of it. Awesome. That's so good. And morning, Julie. So yeah, so we're going to talk about sort of productivity, and we'll go through the planner as well. So I think you're not late, Rebecca. Oh, and Susie, you finally called me. All right, I'll just get off the comments and start concentrating. All right, so I know for me, if I don't have any clear goals, I have no direction. Okay, and everyone says, oh, you get so much done, but it's because I have to have a to-do list and know exactly what I'm doing each day. Otherwise, I'm a really bad procrastinator. So if I don't write things down, so I'll just wander around. Maybe I try not to do much cleaning, but maybe I'll go and clean, or, I'll just start doing things that really don't need doing. But when I have that clear sort of to-do list, I know what I'm aiming for and I do get things done. Oh, Carrie, yes, it has been a while. That's great. I'm glad you want to get back into your drawing. It's amazing. This might be the perfect thing for you. All right, so I'll talk about this and then I'll share the screen. So the planner starts with yearly goals, and then I break them down into quarterly, and then we break them down into monthly. Okay, so you're not waking up wondering what you're going to do today. Or worse, you're letting other people's stuff take over your creative time, which I know that is a huge problem. Things come up and we might go, oh, I'm going to spend a couple of hours on Wednesday drawing, and then, maybe you've got a babysit, or maybe friends want to catch up for coffee, or something happens and our creative time always gets lost first. Like, that's the first thing to go, isn't it? So maybe I'm hoping if we write it down in here, we can then look and go, hang on, no, I'm busy because I'm going to be doing my drawing. So, and also with the goal setting, which I think is a huge thing, you've got to be real. If you set a goal like I'm going to paint one piece a week or finish one piece of art a week, but maybe you've only got 2 hours spare in a week, then you're going to feel sort of defeated before you even begin, because it's not realistic to think you're going to finish a painting in 2 hours, depending on your style though, of course. But with my style, there's no way I could finish a painting in 2 hours. So part of being productive is also being realistic. So you've got to match that goal to your life. Okay, so not like your ideal dream schedule. You've got to be realistic of what you can and can't fit in. Okay, so like I said, if I don't have a to-do list, then I procrastinate. So this is why the goal lists are in the planner, and we're going to break them down. Otherwise, you sort of don't have that set agenda, and like I said, you let everything else take priority. So always sort of write your goals down. This is where we have the main goal. Then we're going to prioritize them into what you want to achieve first. Okay, and that's where we're going to break them down into sections. Okay, so for me, like I might say, all right, I want to get this particular piece finished this month, say, but then I'll break it down into what I want to get done that week. And then I want to break it down into each day. So I might go, all right, today I might have a half an hour spare. So I'm not going to put that I can do all the fur of a big animal today, because that's not going to happen in half an hour. But I might be able to get the eyes done in half an hour. So that's where I'm breaking it down and being realistic about what I can actually achieve that day. And of course, there's many days that you don't get any drawing done, and that is fine too. But by being able to sort of realistically set these goals, then you've got a bigger chance, I think. And you know exactly you're not going to procrastinate and go, oh, I've got a spare half hour, and wander around the house, maybe, I don't know, washing dishes or something. That probably is not going to happen either. But, if you know exactly what you're going to do in that half an hour, there's a bigger chance you're going to get it done. Okay. I doubt you're looking at your planner right now. So also deadlines, I find, are my best friend, even when you hate them, of course. But like I've had 2 years to work on pieces for an exhibition, and I'm now madly painting like I'm sort of back in high school cramming for an exam, which is exactly what I used to do then too, just study the night before. It's just what I do, and that's why with commissions I always give myself a month, and it's usually the very last week before I have to hand that commission over that I actually do it. So I'm really bad at it, and I should have set better goals with this exhibition. Like I said, I've had 2 years. I should have set better goals that I needed to get paintings done each month leading up to it. Whereas I've got quite a lot done, but it's a big space I've hired. So I still have quite a few to get done. So I'm really needing to pull my finger out now and start to actually get at least 2 done a month to fill up, to get what I want finished. I've got November, December, January, February, March, 5 months left. So if I can I've probably got 10 paintings left that I want to get done. So if I can do 2 a month and use my goal planner, I should be fine. Okay, so also in the planner, like I said, I'm going to show you through it in a minute. We have due dates, like a section for competitions, exhibitions, all of that, where the due date is front and center. So, I need to get that done. So, yeah, it could be an exhibition, a commission, or your own self-imposed deadline to finish a piece. But I find if it's not written down, then it's kind of not real. And deadlines will give your goal a backbone. So nothing feels better than ticking something off before it's actually due. And then we want to work with your energy and not against it. So say if you're a morning person, you don't want to waste that golden brown brain power on emails. Say that's your time to do your best creativity of sketching or painting. But if you hate getting out of bed maybe in the morning and you're really sluggish, then maybe that is the best time to answer emails or do the paperwork in those first few hours. Okay, so the planner includes weekly pages where you can schedule your days based on when you're most productive, and it even has a tracker on how many hours you've spent creating each week. So, like I said, you don't need to create every day, but being aware of your patterns will help you stay consistent over time. And then, of course, we want a bit of self-care. Okay. Burnout doesn't look good on anyone. So I've got some habit trackers, a few affirmations, and just you got to take care of yourself. You're not a machine, you're an artist. So you want to give yourself some downtime. Um, eat properly, exercise, less social media, all that stuff, but give yourself some space for creativity. So don't just jam. I have a problem with this myself. I jam every day full of to-do lists, and I don't allow myself an creative time, like space, just to chill, just to relax, maybe go for a walk, just sit and watch the clouds, or sit and, for me, watch the cows. And it's in those spaces is when your brain will start to think about, different how to tackle a problem with an artwork, or come up with new ideas for a painting or an exhibition, that sort of stuff. So always make sure you try and fit some downtime in as well. And that's not watching TV. I mean, of course you can if you like to relax, but for your brain to be able to come up with creative ideas, and that it's time to actually not think. I find I come up with better ideas when I'm driving, because I do a lot of driving, and I have a lot of just to go into town, for me to get bread and milk is a 45-minute drive, and it's one road. So, a lot of times I won't even put the radio on. I'll just sort of sit and think, and then I have a voice memo thing that I can talk to it with my ideas, and it sends me an email. It's called Brain Toss, is it? Or Boomerang? I can't remember now. I will tell you what the app is. It's called Brain Toss, and it's a handy little app. So, hi Andrea, I'm just going to check this. Good morning, Joe. Oh, you finally managed to get on, Andrea. The internet's no good. Sandra says she's excited to be able to tick off your progress on your first level of the Creative Barn Essentials list, getting closer to completing the first goal. Well done. All right, so what I want to do is share my screen. Let's try and get this to work. Share, and we're going to go and have a look at the planner. Okay. Go. Okay, so also I have two options for the planner. This is the PDF file I'm going to run you through. So you can download this. There's a link in the chat, or it's pinned to the top, that takes you to a sales page, and you can either download the PDF, it's $7 Australian. If you're in the Creative Barn, let me know, because or check the private Facebook groups for the Creative Barn have pinned to the top. You guys have a special code to get the PDF for a lower price. Okay. So make sure, if you're in the Creative Barn membership, that you don't go paying full price, because I have a special code for you guys. Even message me if you can't find it. Okay. But anyway, for everyone else, it's $7 Australian, which isn't worth a lot. That's your PDF download, and then it's up to you. You could print it out at home, and then go, say, to Officeworks and get it bound, spiral bound, with a clear front on it, if you want. Otherwise, I do have the one I keep holding up. I've got it listed on Amazon. Okay, so it's already done for you. They've done a beautiful job. It is $38.50 Australian. If you're with Amazon Prime, you probably get free shipping on that as well. Okay. So they're the options, but the links are there. All right. So the planner here, we'll just skip through this. So as you can see, it's littered throughout. There's a few little affirmations and a few of my drawings there. Now, I feel like time management is really important for us, just as women, let alone artists. We're always busy. So figuring out your best times of the day, and when you could fit your creative time in, and also when your best creative time is. So I've included just a few of these little time management things. So this one you can just fill in and work out sort of what you do in a typical day, and that can maybe help you figure out when you can fit your creative time in. And then for me, I like this. This is just one of many time management things, is theme days. So this probably isn't going to be relevant if you're only got, say if you're working a job and you only actually get to do your art at night or on a Saturday or something like that. But for those that are doing art more, and are trying to turn it more into a little bit of a business or make a bit of money, so you do need a bit more structure. I break down, like, so, we all want to multitask. Women are great at multitasking, but sometimes it's better not to, and just focus on one thing one day. So this is a sample breakdown of maybe what you could do as a full-time artist. Like, this is just a guide. It's just to give you an idea of how to have different focus days. So mine don't look exactly like this, but I do have, I set as Monday and Wednesday and Friday. I have those as my art day. No, I think Monday and Wednesday are my two main art days. So those days I try to set aside just to draw and paint, just to create. And then Tuesdays is my sort of doing this, turning it into a blog. It's my sort of social media day, if you want to say that. Thursdays is shopping day. Fridays is more of a study day, like learning for me. I'm trying to do a diploma of visual arts part-time, as well as I sign up to a million different courses, but maybe reading educational books, trying to have a day of maybe just growing and studying, that sort of stuff. And then Saturday I teach art classes, my teaching day. Sunday is I try and not do much on a Sunday. Like I said, I'm trying to give myself more time off. But you get the idea. This is sort of a way I find it's having those structured days, or just a rough idea of what I plan on doing on those days. Helps me anyway. Okay, then I also put in here, I thought it would be handy to have a sales tracker. Okay, so that way, throughout the year, you might only sell one painting. You might not sell any. But this, like I said, this book is designed for those that are wanting to take their art a little bit further. So this would be commissions, art sales. I just made a sale, which was so exciting, in our my student exhibition that we've got the opening on Friday night. I sold my blue Sphinx, which was a wonderful thing to get a phone call for. So, but this is for next year, of course, so I won't write that in there this year. Also, if you're trying to build a business, you need social media, of course, and a tracker for that. It can show you how you've grown, because with social media, you feel like you're putting so much into it and nothing's happening. But when you actually write down like how many followers you have over a year, you will see it growing, which can be a bit of a good incentive. Okay, now let's get into our goals. So at the very start of the book, we've got the whole your big art goals for the year. Okay, and this is art goals. You could use it for other things as well, of course. But so I want you to write down your biggest goals here. Okay, you don't need a lot of detail, just what those biggest ones are. There might only be one or two, or you might fill this whole page. But then that's the main ones we want to achieve for the year. Then we're going to break it down. Oh, I went too far. Okay, so at this, every quarter of the book, there's this 3-goal. So essentially 1 a month is what we're looking at, but you don't have to do 1 a month. You could do them over the 3 months. Okay, but we're sort of breaking it down into that 12-week period. to make it easier to keep track of. So from this page back here, you're then going to pick 3. So prioritize what you want to do. And you're going to write the 3 down in here. And then we're going to break them down a little bit into some action steps. Oh, hold on. There we go. Then I've just got an overview year calendar and a yearly planner. You might want to write any important dates if you've got something coming up. Like for some of my students, our art retreat is in March. There's another one in August. And the next Australia Zoo one will be in September. You might want to write that. You might even just want to write some, like you might have an exhibition coming up or a commission. It's just a really basic planner there. And then I've got a brain dump in here, which this is for your new artwork ideas, okay? That's what this brain dump is especially for, but you can use it for anything. But my idea is I'll be working on a piece and think, oh, I'd love to do that. Like, I was looking for, the stacked rocks. I was looking at on the beach and that. I was looking for stacked rock images yesterday. And straight away, it was for something else, but straight away I was thinking, wow, that'd make a great series with different animals on the rocks. So, that's the idea. I'd write that down because in 2 weeks' time, I'll have totally forgotten that idea. But I think it's a good one and would make a good series. So if I write it down, then I'll remember it when I come to look at it later. Okay, and also littered throughout, and especially at the back of the planner, which I'll go to, where this is the gallery, like exhibition, competition page where you can write in sort of if you've got a competition you want to enter, put in the gallery, the closing date, just fill in all of this stuff, the entry fee, how much commission they take. There's 2 to fill in on this page, or it could be an exhibition you want to do. So you can use it for both competitions and exhibitions there. But again, you've got a closing date. So I've littered just these pages throughout, but we've got quite a few of these at the very back. Okay, so, and then we start to get into our month finally. Okay, and this is where we've taken, so our 3 months goals that we had. So we had our big yearly goals and we broke them down into the first quarter, 3 months. And this is where we can break it down again. So we just take that one goal and we can, or if you want to work on a couple at a time, it's fine. But you can really start to break it down here into the weeks. Okay. And there's also a habit tracker in here if you want to, if there's a habit you're trying to form over the month, even if it's just drinking water every day, you could tick it off here. Okay, so at the start of every month, we have that monthly focus, and then we get into our weekly planner, okay, that has our to-do list. Okay, so we can break that month down even further into our weeks. Okay, so we go through a week. I've also got listed here, a few people have said to me they like having the week on their calendars. So I've actually got the week there. It was someone, a few of my students are nurses. They said that comes in handy. And then I've also got, I think it's at the end of every month, a artwork page. So if you've completed an artwork and you want to record it, like maybe the story, like I always talk about how story is really cool to have and handy if you're doing an exhibition. People love to read the story behind the piece. Okay, even some art competitions want you to put in an artist statement about the piece. Okay, so this is where you can sort of write the frame size down. If it's framed, the size of the painting. I don't know how many times I have to go back and measure a painting. Maybe I've decided I want to frame it and I did it months ago, and then I'm going to go and find the actual painting, get the tape measure out, measure it, then organize the frame. Whereas if I had it all written down, I could just go back to this, as well as entering competitions. They want to know the size of it as well. So, yeah, I thought that would be handy to have. Yeah, so that's just notes about a piece, and that's I think there's one every month, but we'll find out. So again, going to February, we've got our monthly breakdown, our weekly planner. Let's flip through. Yeah, and then another artwork one. So what piece you got finished that month. Then March. And of course you can always, if you've downloaded the PDF, you can get if you think you're going to get 4 artworks a month done, then print that page 4 times every month. Like with the downloadable PDF, you can create it and move things around as you want, and then get it bound that way. With the actual book, you could probably scan the pages and maybe add, I don't know, somehow add extra pages in. I'm not sure if that would work. Okay, we go to March. Again, our monthly focus, our weekly planner, our artwork. And then now we've done, that's 3 months. So we've started the next quarter. So we now have our new goals planner with 3 new goals in there. You could still be, one of those goals could go over a year, but you're going to break it down. So the goal could be an exhibition you've got at the end of the year, but each quarter you want to break down what paintings you want to get done for it, or whether you need to get advertising sorted or merchandise done, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so we're breaking everything down. Again, we've got another of those competition exhibition planners, a little inspirational quote, and then we're back into it. Let me keep going. So as you can see, let me go towards the end here. So it's the same structure throughout. Let's get to, hold on, I'm just trying to find, where am I? We're now in December. Okay, and then at the end, okay, I've got some commission order forms at the back of the book. Again, this is where you could print these out separately. If you wanted, like, you might have a different folder of commissions if you do a lot, but I've included 4, I think it is. Yeah, 4 in here. So this is where you want to put down like your price you've discussed, how much deposit they've given you, the date they need it for. Again, this is our setting a deadline, the client's name, the pet. You might want to keep a track of, like, you might have a set price for commissions, but it's also probably a good idea to keep a track of how many hours it's taken you to do it, just to be able to figure out if your price is all right. Okay, and all of that sort of stuff to keep track of that. Then I have password reminders. Don't put your passwords in here, but I know myself, I have, like, you can never have one password, can you? You've got to have 10 or 20 of them, because someone's going to try and hack you. So this is just where you could maybe just give yourself a reminder, of what that password might be. Okay, but don't go writing actual passwords in there, just in case you lose your book. Okay, but it's just to jog your memory. Like you might, I don't know, it might be your first dog and something else, that no one's going to guess from that little bit of a memory jogger for you. All right, and then just the contacts, in case you come up with, you might be out at an art exhibition or something, and you might get to chat with someone who owns a gallery or another artist that you want to collaborate with, and you can make sure you have their contacts details in there. Another brain dump at the back here, some note pages. What else have we got? And this is where those competitions that I had littered throughout the trackers, this is where I have more set up. So I felt like the idea of having a few scattered through the year, then when you're working through your book, you'll be reminded, oh damn, that's right, I've got that competition this year. But the main lot of keeping track of the competition is at the back of the book. Okay, so this is your annual competition tracker. So you want to go through, if you've got certain ones, I know there's about 5 that I like to try and enter every year. So I can look at that in a glance and know, all right, I've got Say the Doyles, I think, are in April or May, so I can see that in advance. The Maryborough like Art Society is usually around August, and just have that glance again. And then also your closing dates, which, like I said before, is really important. So that's sort of the main thing here, is just when they are due. And then we go into those competition pages again. So you've taken your, again, similar to goals, you've taken your big bird's eye view here. You've written down when your dates are, and then you go into more detail about it here. Okay, and I think I've done another 4 at the back. And that is it. Yeah. So you've got those scattered throughout, and then you've got it all at the back. Let me go back to Facebook so I can see comments. Okay. You can't show off your brain. What was going back and measuring pieces? Yeah, same, Christy. It is a problem, isn't it? So, all right, I think Facebook's lagging a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so that is, like I said, this planner. So totally up to you. If you don't think you would use it, then, don't bother. But if you do think it could be handy for you, the Amazon, that is a beautiful book. They've really done a great job printing it. And I'm really happy with the cover and that I designed in there. That, like I said, it's $38.50 though, Australian. So, but hopefully if you're with Prime, you get free shipping. But if that's out of the ballpark for you, then maybe getting the PDF download, printing it out, and then taking it to Officeworks. I think Officeworks charges around, I don't know, probably $10 maybe to bind it, probably not even. Okay, so that's definitely a cheaper option if that's the one you want to go. And also, don't forget, if you are in the Creative Barn, go into the private Facebook groups and go to the featured section, and you'll see the special code to use to get it for a cheaper price for the PDF. I can't do anything about the Amazon one. That is a set price, unfortunately, so there's no discounts there. Okay, so I think, yeah, whether you're juggling commissions or you're planning exhibitions or you're just trying to carve out time to get back into your art, I think this planner will come in really handy for you. So yeah, it's not just a calendar. It's really designed for what I think I would use as an artist. And for more, it doesn't go into too much of like the business side of it. It's more the creativity side, because I wanted a lot of my students, they don't want to be a full-time artist, essentially. But they're starting to do a few commissions, entering competitions, things like that. Okay, so it's that intermediate, I suppose, is what it's perfect for what I want as well, but it's also really hitting that intermediate artist there. Okay, so oh, thank you, Judy. All right, and yeah, if you've already got one and or you've ordered the hard copy or you've printed out the PDF, let me know what you think of it. Okay, because and also I'm always open. Like, this one is done now for this year, but next year, like I said, last year I've improved it. This year I added a few more things that I thought would be more beneficial. A bit more of that competition, like deadline stuff I've put in there. But I'm always open to suggestions for next year. If you've got one and there's something in there that you think you could really use, then yeah, definitely let me know. All right, that is it, guys. That was it for today. I just really wanted to show you my planner because I'm super excited about it. I'm actually really excited for January to start using it. but yeah, I'll just continue to keep doing what I'm doing at the moment until January comes along. And also, like I said, if you are interested in one of these little desk planners, I have a few extra, and just message me with that. And for those in the Creative Barn membership in the premium tier, you guys, a few of you are already making your own ones of these, which is great to see. We did a lesson on that last week about, oh, yeah, I think it was last week, about how to do that. So, all right, guys, thank you again, as always, for joining me. It's always a pleasure. And I'll see you all next Tuesday for another art chat. All right, enjoy your day. I'll see you later. Bye.